You met Mr. Bragg?
Yep.
Yep, Shelby, our new
Hi, Shelby. I'm
attorney.
Roxanne.
He's in the police. Yeah. Chairman. Dave Bond. Michael Schreiber. Shelby, right?
He's a fill-in.
I'm a fill-in.
No, I'm just kidding. What's up? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you again. Harry, boy, good. Good. Good to see you. Thank you, Shelby, for coming. Appreciate it. Shelby, we're gonna have you say something at 6 o'clock, okay? I'm kidding. Messing. I'm messing.
Hey.
Followed by Jamie. She's got to speak after that.
No, you're not.
That's what you think. I'm the lawyer.
Yeah.
Wiggle out.
Sometimes my jokes are dumb.
We looked at. Just didn't land right.
It just didn't land right. Some of them do. Some of them don't.
I like that. I like that. Just didn't land. Oh, what did you lay me tonight? Who's not? Who's not?
Yeah, I got it from I know. I don't remember where I think at some point.
One of the
It was,
shit like the parade.
I think it was. I think they were handing them out when Youngsville did one of their sesquicentennial things back in the spring. I went up in there and they had the command center and all that. So I was
Sure.
yeah, of course.
I
$3.
the coolest thing about it when you saw this koozie, it comes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So they can get
Yeah.
and so
Oh, yeah.
so I think that's a Chevrolet.
Probably should.
Right.
Smart.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 6 o'clock, and I call this meeting to order. First item on our agenda is our Pledge of Allegiance. If you please stand and face the flag. I'll lead us in that tonight also. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our county attorney for our election of officers. Madam Attorney?
Madam Attorney, I nominate Commissioner Bragg.
Second.
No, sorry. Jumped up a little bit too fast. Apologize.
Is there a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of closing nominations, say yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed? Guys have it. Let the record reflect that motion to close nominations is carried. Nominations for chairman are now closed. If there's only one nomination, the board shall vote by voice. All in favor of Mr. Bragg, the board, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carried. Bragg is now chairman. We're gonna open, are there any nominations for vice chairman?
Madam Attorney, I'd like to nominate Michael Shriver as vice chairman.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for vice chairman? Is there a motion to close nominations?
So moved. Second.
All in favor of closing nominations?
Aye.
Let the record reflect the motion close the nomination. Voice, all in favor of Commissioner Shriver being Vice Chairman of the Board of Commissioners, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There, that motion carries, and now Mr. Shriver is the Vice Chairman for the Board of Commissioners.
Congratulations, Roxanne.
And get all my junk up here.
Get your name tag.
All right, thank you.
There's two.
You been down here with the post office.
If we got that part right.
So much junk. Well, I'd like to thank you all for having trust in me as being your chair, and I'll do the best that I can to be your chair this year. I'm excited. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and we'll get on with our agenda. And the first thing on the agenda is the consent agenda. So do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Madam
Motion,
Chairperson, I'd like to pull items B and D.
D and B?
Yes, ma'am, for
Okay.
discussion tonight. I just
Okay.
think it would be important to get some clarity around the purpose of these two, and maybe ask our finance director, Ms. Holtzman, to come speak to those so that the rest of the world will understand what is being done here, and not just the government and a few of us.
B is December 8th, 2025 minutes, and D is emergency medical EMS.
Madam Chairperson, I apologize. I have the December 8th agenda, and evidently something was modified, so it's actually C and E
C
on
and E.
the tonight's agenda. So I
Okay,
apologize.
That's
Sorry
okay.
for that confusion.
that's okay.
C and
C is the fiscal year 26 budget amendment number 6, and E is Franklin County Judicial Complex Project Budget Amendment 4, number 4. So I guess, is it okay to let Jamie come in to talk about that now?
Yeah,
Is that okay
absolutely.
with
That would
you?
be wonderful.
Okay, good, Jamie.
Okay. For budget amendment number 6, the 36,922,273 that you see going to central services, I just want to clear up that that's the loan proceeds that we just closed, and all of those funds come into the general fund, and then it goes into the central services, so then I can transfer it to the appropriate projects, and that is what amendment number 4 is where judicial complex is receiving the 26,919,836 so that we can actually pay for the judicial complex expenses out of that project fund. We cannot pay for it out of the general fund. And the remaining of it is going to those other project fund amendments that are in the agenda as well. And the $968,000 in miscellaneous state grants is to recognize the grants that we got that we did not know in the beginning of the budget. That $900,000 is in that central services as well.
This is just really just procedure for us to receive the money and be sure we do it according to the way the rules of the state and the laws require us to do this.
Yes, sir. If I do not have a budget, I cannot spend a dime. And so I have to have the budget in both the general fund and whatever other project that it needs to go in for me to be able to expense those and for me to do my pre-audits.
Does anyone else have any more questions about the consent agenda or these two items?
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Okay. Everyone who approves the consent agenda as it is, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Our next item is number 2, comments from the public. This is a time set aside by the Board of Commissioners to allow individuals 5 minutes each to address the board on issues concerning the county. The total time set aside for public comments is 30 minutes. And we have a few people that have signed up to speak. The first one is Rosemary Champion.
Good evening. Rosemary Champion, 1168 White Level Road, Lewisburg, North Carolina. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. It's here. With that, congratulations, Madam Chair. The other night, I was looking in a recipe book. And when I looked in the recipe book, an article fell out. And the article actually said, 2006. It was written by Kathy Harrelson, which most of you know, some of you may not. And it was written about the commissioners and the feedback that they were getting from the public. And I thought, wait a minute, that's the same thing we're talking about now. And it's 2025. But the title of her article, she assumed as my take, and I'm just going to read a couple of things. I'm not going to cover everything that's in this article, but when I'm reading it, see if it doesn't seem familiar about what we're hearing now. The title is Commissioners Continue to Leave Out Public Concerns. Commissioners don't get it. Once again, they have skirted public debate on critical issues, taken staff recommendations at face value, and given little to no input. Without the sincere effort to involve the public, better ideas are lost, decisions are made in isolated fashion, and our leaders are not held accountable. But when the board ignores community, its plans and visions with the public fully, and gives no legitimate chance for input in it, they cannot rightfully progress to be to be acting in the interest of Franklin County. Thinking so only shows how detached the board really is and adds to public discontent relative to government. The commissioners, this is how she closed it. She said, the commissioners don't get it, but they certainly are giving it to us. And this was her editorial. And I don't think any of you were here in 2006, Commissioner Ford. Fast forward to the fall of this year, and we had another letter to the editor in the Franklin Times, and that one was true transparency overdue in local government. Quoting from some of that, if our commissioners truly believe in open government, and they say they do, then they should prove it by establishing quarterly transparency town halls where residents can directly engage with county leaders. Because good government doesn't fear the people's voice, it welcomes it. And I'm reading this and going back and reminiscing to say this. We've had some good dialogue in the last few weeks. I've met with most of you. I've got one more meeting. But I want us to pledge in 2026 to lead Franklin County together. Listen to the public, listen to the county, listen to the cities, municipalities. We need to all work together. This is a big county, and it's going to take all of us to get to where we think we need to be. So we all need to be at the table. I always heard if you weren't at the table, then you were lunch. So we need to make sure we pull everybody into the table.
I'm gonna use that.
Yeah. So thank you. And the article was on 6/21/2006, and you can go back in the Franklin Times archives and pull that one up. And Commissioner Ford, you did vote no for what they were concerned about. Thank you.
Hey, one question.
Yes.
You said that fell out of a cookbook. Y'all brought some cookies to go with it.
Well, I got so interested in this, I went to look at a lot of archives. Next time.
Okay, our next person to speak is Dan Tingen. If you'll come up and give your address.
Yes, my name is Dan Tingen, a resident of Franklin County. I live at 125 Old Garden Lane, Youngsville, North Carolina. You know, it's almost scary with what Rosemary just had to say when you hear what I've got to say. The word is on the street that the commissioners are considering a policy that would discourage, if not outright prevent, commissioners from offering motions from the floor, unless these motions are already approved on the agenda. And this is on the street, understand. The credibility of something that comes off the street, you can use your own imagination. I'm just telling you what I've been told and what I understand. I'm here tonight to urge you to give serious consideration before adopting such a policy. This proposal would diminish, if not eliminate, the ability of any commissioner to move a motion forward without prior approval of the majority of the board. And I'm sure if there is a discussion going on among you all, that you will work out the details to the satisfaction of the majority that vote. In practice, it would hand the control to a small, vocal, assertive minority that already exists, that already exercises a significant amount of influence over the majority of this board. I must question the motivations behind such a proposal. While it may be framed as a way to conduct business more efficiently, in reality, it is just one more attempt to restrict and to put restrictions and of the rightful power of each commissioner. The power to represent their constituents openly and transparently. Transparency is a word that we've heard a lot. I know I was here probably 2 years ago to talk about it, and it just keeps coming up. So it's not me driving this, and Rosemary and I didn't collaborate on this presentation at all. Such a policy would delay a floor motion, push debate into the closed door, small group discussions, and stifle open dialogue that our citizens deserve. Efficiency can't come at the expense of representation. This is a simply too high price to pay. What is being sold in the name of efficiency? Our citizens deserve openness, transparency, and commissioners empowered to speak on their behalf. And I would tell you that, in my opinion, that all 7 of you all were elected to exercise your judgment and your opinions and your thoughtfulness with regards to the success of Franklin County. And I want to implore each and every one of you to utilize that to the fullest extent without any undue influence by a minority of this board. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Scott Strickland.
Good evening, Commissioners, and congratulations to the new incoming board. I'm glad to see you. We've had a busy year this year, I'll tell you. The first thing I'll tell you, I have a stalker up here on this, in this thing here. My family received numerous stuff I've seen, so I just want to let them know I'm here tonight. And it's being investigated. So the other thing I would like to find out from my IT department is that any way to track said people that are logging in by IP address. You know, when you go talking about your wife, I take it serious. First thing I'd like to talk to you about, I appreciate all the commissioners that supported the turkey run on Thanksgiving morning. My group was out, blocking streets, and we had a great run. I understand they raised over $10,000 for that. And we're planning on doing it again this coming year. And looking forward to having more people. The next event we went to, we had about 40,000 folks, I'm told that, and it was the Franklin Christmas Parade. My guys helped with that, and it was a great turnout. And you couldn't turn around in Franklin if you wanted to, because cars was everywhere. So working in the command post at the Franklin Fire Department, we were in touch with people. We had people on the street with shot blocks on the throw house. They had a runaway car. They had a good plan in place, and we're looking forward to being back New Year's Eve. So if you want to come out for a good time, come on back to Franklin. We're going to shoot the fireworks and have a great time. And then we did the Lewisburg Christmas Parade, and we've been really busy, like I said, and helping our community get things done where they don't have enough personnel to do. And if we didn't step in, then our guys back here at the sheriff department would have to take the place that we're doing when they got stuff that they need to do. So we are needed, and it's coming to fact. As I told you last meeting, that's part of the reason why I reached out and got insurance for my guys, even down to workman's comp. If they get hurt out there, they're covered. we got. Now we're raising money to pay for all that, because it's a lot of money to have that stuff that you really need, because if one of them out there has to go to work and they get their leg broke because the car runs through the gate or what have you, at least it's tough. So we're tough, just to let you know. But we appreciate everything that y'all have done for us this year. We're looking forward to working even more closer with the board this coming year than ever. It's a lot of things that's coming up. Friday, we got a shelter training class at the EOC, because it is cold weather, and we got to look out for the people that don't have places and stuff like that. So the Red Cross is coming in to do some training with us on Friday. And so it's a great thing. We did it last year and it worked out nice. One of these rooms here is one of the areas that is designed for people to come to if they need to. So we'll be utilizing this building at some point if we get to that far. But like I said, we appreciate all the work, hard work. Don't think that we sit back here and write all the time, but we see what you're doing and we appreciate it. But if we didn't come and tell you what's going on, you wouldn't know what we're doing if we didn't come up here.
That's
So
right.
we've been busy. The other night, we were on alert. I'll tell you this, and then I'll be through. A little boy got missing in Frank, diabetic, 9:30 at night. The biggest thing is it's cold and he's diabetic. So my group was put on alert. Luckily, the little boy was walking down Main Street. Right by the But, you know, being on standby, that's what we do. And so we were ready to go at a minute's notice, but we were giving the authorities enough time to kind of look. They were checking the parks and stuff, but, you know, it's really concerning when you got a child and is diabetic. You know, if it was mine, I'd want everybody to come.
Oh, yeah.
But thank y'all for what you do, and look, see y'all New Year, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Okay, now it's time for the board manager and clerk's comments. And I'll keep up with how we've been doing it, and we'll start with our attorney. Ms. McCray. No comments. And our clerk and Commissioner Foy.
Yes, I had the honor and privilege to go to the annual Firemen Association dinner. It was a real nice event, very well attended. Real good job over there. Good crowd over there at the Faith Baptist Church in Youngsville. Real good. And the only other thing I have to report on, I'd like to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and many more of them in the future. And that ends my report.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And Commissioner Davis, what do you have tonight?
Yeah, I wanted to take just a brief minute. This is about a year that I've been serving in this role, and I get the question all the time: do you enjoy it? Do you hate it? And I genuinely have enjoyed it. It's something that when you're in an industry like I am, since I was 18 years old, and I'm still in it, you know a lot, and everything's kind of mundane and all of that. So to be able to do something different, to be able to learn county government, to be able to learn politics, to be able to learn all of those things and how government works inside and out, and to feel like I have a pretty clean slate to start from has been really refreshing. I challenged my kids. I'm going to read you guys something real quick that I read my kids about twice a year. And I hope that it serves as maybe a little bit of encouragement for you guys and anybody that's watching in the board. I think it applies to anyone that's 6 years old to 80 years old. And most of you guys may be familiar with it, but it's a little quote from Theodore Roosevelt. And it's actually one of his famous speeches called The Man in the Arena. But I say this because it gives myself a lot of encouragement. And I did something that I had no knowledge of whatsoever, which was politics. But it starts like this, or a piece of it is, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man," or woman in this case, Roxanne. "The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. And I thought about that when I ran. I didn't know if I was going to win, didn't know if I was going to succeed or fail in this, particular position. And I think that can go for anything in the business, raising a family, raising kids, whatever you're doing, and no matter what age. And so I would leave you guys with that. Thank you for this year. Thank you for a lot of you that have supported me, that I've gotten to know, that have worked hard, and I see all that. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll get January started off right. That's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis and Commissioner Brown.
Just want to report the news that Santa Claus is coming. And it's going to be at least 10 degrees warmer tomorrow, they say. So if they can keep their paycheck and be wrong all the time, I think maybe we can keep our humility and be right tonight. So wrong tonight. So anyway, I appreciate serving on the board, continue to serve, and look forward to another great year and great things in Franklin County. A lot of things are happening. There's some exciting things coming up.
Thank you. And Commissioner Mack.
Okay, I just left Dr. Schuler's retirement party. They turned the page over there with the new superintendent. They had a real good turnout over there. Also, I went with Harry over there to the Fireman's Ball. We got firemen been fighting fires for 50 years. Great bunch of people, good heroes. Also, Epsom, the community of Epsom, them folks show up for that stuff. I believe that was the biggest ribbon cutting I've been to since I've been on the board. Had to take the hats off them guys. Them folks are coming back to see the old school. I wish it was that as for them to see. We made one mistake. That was tearing that gymnasium down.
Okay, is
That's
that it?
I'd like to thank everyone for allowing me to serve as your chairman in the past 12 months. I really do appreciate it. It was an honor and a privilege. And I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Commissioner Bland. That was short and sweet. Thank you. I'm going to skip you and I'm going to do mine and then I'll come back to you. Is that okay?
Perfect.
All right. Because I have a long one. I've done a lot. We had a ribbon cutting in Franklinton at the new bank, the Benchmark Bank in Franklinton. If y'all are ever in town, go by the bank. It's really nice. They're really homey, home-like local people that are working in there. And it's a great bank. So, and we're all excited about having a bank in Franklinton. Again. This is right.
First Federal.
And we had First Citizens first.
Yeah, First Citizens.
And then we had Savings and Loan before it became First. I'm old.
Yeah, that's my first checking account, First Federal.
There you go. So there were a couple of banks that, and it moved their names and stuff. So I did have a health board meeting and they're plugging right along. They do have some openings always with their inspectors and nurses. So they are plugging along. I've been to Mariah Parham a couple of times here in Franklin, in Lewisburg. And the first time I went, they had the ER opening. Stewart went to that also. They have redesigned the ER and remodeled it and stuff. And so now they have 3 rooms, in 3 rooms with closed doors. When you go into the ER, it's 3 rooms down there that have closed doors. Brian, you went too, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, he was there. So that if they have behavioral or issues with any people that come into the ER that they need to kind of close off, they can do that. And the rest of it looks wonderful. The ER looks really, really nice. I use Mariah Parham here in Lewisburg for lots of tests and different things that I've had with my accident recently in September and all. I've always used them, and I'm proud that we have a hospital here. And I'd like for people to know they are very professional people in the ER in Lewisburg. So if you need to go there, or if you need tests, you can go and get your CAT scans and get X-rays and stuff. MRIs. Yeah, you can go over there and you don't have to go all the way to Raleigh. You don't have to go to Durham. You can do it right here in Lewisburg. And that, to me, is wonderful that I can do it without having to drive so far. And they're professional. So do remember that when you need a hospital or have tests and stuff. We do have the Epson ribbon cutting for the new park in Epson. And Stuart is right. Look, Epson people show up. It was a lot of people there. We stayed there a long time.
It rained,
because
too.
it was raining. It was horrible weather, and people showed up. And we had, we just talked to everybody, the whole community. It was a good ribbon cutting. The park there was beautiful, and I think that people in that area are really going to enjoy that park. That I went to the Fireman's Christmas dinner also, and that was held in Youngsville, and it was really, Youngsville, yeah. And it was really, really nice at the church. That all the firemen from across the county came, and we got to hear from a lot of them, and they got awards that night and stuff like that. It was very nice. So I got a few more things. And Mariah Parham also, they had a ribbon cutting, or it was ribbon cutting for the behavioral unit. That if you remember how the hospital used to be, you went into the front off of whatever that street is, North Main, is that what that is? You went into the front off North Main. Now you don't do that. When you go into that area, that's the behavioral unit. So it's kind of closed off from the rest of the hospital, and they have all these rooms that they can meet with clients and stuff like that in. And they have remodeled that, and it looks really, really nice. If you go into where it used to be emergency, it's still emergency over to the side. But if you go into there, that's where you go in and have tests run, and it's like the front door. You're greeted there, and they have the lobby in there and all. So if you ever go there, you'll go around to what I call the back. That's what I always call the back, because that was what that was. We did have the Franklinton Christmas Parade, and Scott, oh my God, where did all those cars look? You couldn't even park around Franklinton, and I don't know how many people. I wonder how many people were there, because the streets were lined up, and the parade lasted a little over an hour, and they had some great entries in the parade. And yes, the CERT people were there. You knew which the ones they were because they had different vests on, from the policemen and the highway patrol, or whoever they were that were there. They had different ones, and they were everywhere. The CERT people were there. And so I felt really comfortable with, it was a crowd of people there. And it was at nighttime. It's a beautiful parade at night. And so we had a real good time, and it was a great parade, and everybody did a really good job, Scott. I thought 76 floats. It was a long parade. And bands, they had a couple of bands and stuff like that. Floats were gorgeous. It was a lot. It was great. So thank you for that, Scott. And that's all I've got. And I just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. And thank you again for putting me as the chairwoman here tonight. And I'll do my best to lead you in the right direction this year. And feel free to call me. You all have my number if you have any questions, and I hope to be able to keep you very informed on what we're doing this year. Okay, that's all I've got. So now we go to Ryan. I'm not going to forget you, Ryan.
Well, I just want to say thank you to Commissioner Bunn for the last year. It's been great working with you, and I appreciate all you do for Franklin County and continue to do for Franklin County. So thank you. And congratulations to you. Look forward to working together. And I know we've had several conversations over the last year or so, and I'm looking forward to your leadership. So thank you. I want to say, I'll echo Commissioner Davis's comments. I'm looking forward to working together in the next year, 26. A lot of promising things coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. So everybody, go get a break and get down to a lot of work next year. So I'm looking forward to it. But a lot of good stuff coming on. I'll just say thank you to our staff for all that you do this year. A lot of exciting things going on. Your dedication to not only your position, your department, but the greater good of Franklin County It's exciting to work with all of you, and it's been great this last year. So thank you for all that you do, and looking forward to 2026. That's all we got.
Thank you. Okay, and now we move to item number 4, which is closed session. And the board is asked to enter in closed session pursuant to the following North Carolina general statutes. NCGS 143-318.11A3, attorney-client privilege communication. And then NCGS 14.3-318.11A4, industry economic development. And lastly is NCGS 143-318.11A5, real property purchase contracts and leases. Do I hear a motion that we go into closed session at this time?
Motion made.
Motion made by Commissioner May, and do we have a second?
Second.
And second made by Commissioner Davis. Everyone voting for closed session, say aye.
Aye.
And anyone opposed?
No.
So motion carries. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good.